Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? If I have anybody out there actually watching, give me an audio check if you would. Let me know if you can hear me. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? If I have anybody out there actually watching, give me an audio check if you would. Let me know if you can hear me. Mute that one. Morning, ground fog. How are you today? Get my chats up. There we go. Well, I'm pouring a drink, but just coffee. Could use something probably a little stronger in it today, but hey, I might have to function later. And morning, Lock Chuck. How are you today? I'll start off with my usual. If somebody feels like joining, let me know, and I can throw you over a link. You can come in here and have some fun with me. Laugh at me. You know, it's not too bad of a day today, so far anyway. I'm babysitting my daughter's dog, so I've had to put up with her overnight, but she's pretty easy, pretty sweet pup. And we've got a regular heat wave. It's like 37 degrees already. We're supposed to hit in the 50s today. Almost short weather. Good morning, Newhouse. How are you? Well, what the heck has everybody been working on lately? Anything fun? I haven't been doing much. I've been pretty slow. Got on and shot a little video yesterday, but that's been about it. Had a local preparedness group meeting yesterday afternoon talking about health and wellness and the importance of taking care of yourself. It's always a good thing to think about, right? I am wonderful. Yeah, don't forget self-care. Nobody else is going to look out for you but you. So I was on the ham radio here a little bit ago, listening in on some people while I was cleaning up a little bit of my disaster. I've got such a mess in here. As you can see, it's just I need to find a better way. But hey, I have a 3D printer. I should be getting it this week. Maybe I'll print out some organization, some stands, some pick holders, some things like that to use at the desk. I was messing with a little bit, and I don't know. I was looking at like wanting to try and learn how to shim a lock because that's something I've never messed with. But I don't know that I have a lock that is shimmable. Nice. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to hop out there and order one of those. I've been looking at things like that out on Amazon, but I'd rather get one from you than order some Chinese thing. But they look pretty dang cool. I always thought one of those would be kind of sweet. So if you look at a shackle on this lock, is that something that would be shimmable? I don't really know how to tell which one, what's shimmable versus what is not. I'm not sure that I have one that I can shim. Yeah, those rogue wedges look pretty slick, dude. Very nice little design. Oh, dripping coffee everywhere. Yeah, that one looks like it does. They're just really sharp edged. So I'm thinking it'll work. I just got to figure out what I'm going to use to make some shims. Maybe I'll try and cut some out of a pop can or something, see if that works. Yeah, this is an old master. This is a number 1 oldie. This one's been around forever. So I think that'll be a decent one I can try and attack. I don't remember this one. I don't think this one would work. Let's see. Yeah, I do have a couple that do not have ball bearings in them. So I was thinking that those might be, but I wasn't really sure because that's just nothing I've messed with. When do you think you'll have those rogue wedges up on the site? Yeah, that one's ball bearing, so I didn't think that one would fit in but that one will. I thought I had one other one that would, but I don't remember. I'm pretty sure this one won't. Yeah, I might have one more hanging up on the board up there, an oldie that might be something shimmable. Not sure. I'll have to go look. I'm going to try and play with some different locks today that I haven't messed with much yet. I have this lovely little Avis Lotto lock. What is that one? The 7440. I haven't really played with that one yet. These Lotto locks, man, these plastic ones, that, the same with this Master. And they've got some fairly tight little keyways, so they ought to be interesting, but I haven't played with those. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to go take a peek. That'd be a nice thing to add to my daily kit. And then I've still got some of these, where they 6835 Masters. I want to play with one of these too and see if I can learn how to open those. I still have about 5 of these left, so I've got 3 of them that are plain, and then I have 2 more upstairs that are engraved through the logo on with a couple of them. That's just it. I don't have any shims, so I'm going to have to build some out of something. And I don't have any security tags from a store right now either, so I'll have to figure out what'll work for a shim. I really don't know what it'll be. Handcuff Sims. Morning, Mr. Watt. How the heck are you? This one would be a really good shim candidate, but boy, it's tiny. I don't know about getting a shim in there. Yeah, I could probably get one in there. I mean, this one I could probably even dang near shim with a padlock shim because it's got a really nice taper to it. Let's see if one will fit in even one side of it. That is such a tiny shackle. I don't know if this would be stiff enough to do much to it. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Oh, you're sick. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you have a quick recovery. There's some nasty bugs going around. We've got a lot of sick people around here right now. Luckily, it's been staying away from me pretty well so far. So good. You know, I don't think I could do this and I could send somebody a real PETA lock. Oh, that would be horrible to do, wouldn't it? Take an American 1100 body and stick this horrible core out of that Harbor Freight lock in it and send that to somebody to try and open. Yeah, that would just be mean. That core is just absolutely horrible. The evil laugh 101. Yeah. That's what I've heard. New house was a pop cannon. Try and cut some shims out of it. I'll also have to play with the sizing and what they look like. I don't have any of the security tags, but that's what I've heard. A lot of people say they work good for shimming locks open, but I would think they'd be, like kind of like these actual shims. They'd be just way too flimsy and wouldn't get the job done. That wouldn't be any get better or any good. With special butter, huh? All you guys and your special butters. I don't mess with that. Never have. I don't know. Well, I can't say never. I guess I tried it when I was a kid once. Just wasn't my thing, my jam. All right. I'm going to swap cameras because this other one isn't going to zoom in close enough with these. We'll do this. We'll see if we can bring that up. You see that sizing engraving on there? Yeah, there it is. Man, that is some tiny engraving. I struggle half the time to see what the heck size is on those bad boys. It is crazy. Yeah, order shims from Sparrows. Yeah, I've seen they have them. Southern has them as well. I'd have to throw some in on an order one time when I'm ordering. I don't know. I should go look at some more of the practice locks or something from Sparrows too. I'm not a fan of the Sparrows locks or lockpicks, but some of their practice locks aren't half bad. The tolerances are pretty dang light in them, but that actually makes them pretty decent for being able to show what's going on inside them. Yeah, look at that. So this is a titanium tension wrench. Look at the flex of that thing. I think it's just crazy. Kleenex and fluids. Well, I guess Kleenex and fluids, as long as he didn't say Kleenex and hand lotion, we're all right. Any of you guys feel like hopping in here with me, just let me know. I will be happy to throw a link out to you. That's part of what I enjoy about the channel is getting some other people in, and right? I do most of my work with Southern, so I kind of want to stick with it. I've been in contact with Multi-Pick, and I've been looking at possibly buying some of theirs to sell through my website, through my store. I'm not sure if they would be a good item or not. The two sets I've been looking at were both a couple of the Sandmans, the Sandman Beginner set and the Sandman Intermediate set. And they're willing to work with me on being a reseller for that. I know there's not a whole lot of that over here in the States that I've found, other than that store out of Alaska. So might be a good fit. I don't know. I'm still tossing around because it's a bit of an investment to order in the inventory. And then I'm just not sure what I'll end up with for import fees and duties and all that good stuff on everything, or even how that works. I'm trying to do a little research on how to do it, but man, I just don't feel squat on these pins. I hate these Lotto locks. I don't know. I know so many people, oh, that's my comfort lock. That's my go-to. Eek. I just do not like these stupid things. But that's part of, I need to tackle things that I don't like because that's how I'll improve and get better at what I'm feeling, I guess. You know, because it's a struggle bus for me, man. I don't know. I've got my handful of locks that I can pop right open. Yeah, that's kind of my thought too. New house, I'd just as soon keep all USA made stuff, but I know Multi-Pick is a dang good product, and there's just not a ton of that around. But did you guys see Lock Noob's review the other day on those that pick set with the carbon fiber handle overlays on them? For what those things cost, they didn't look very good to me. Very, very thick, heavy, chunky looking things, some odd profiles in there. I've got a guy who used to be my boss that works for a local steel manufacturer or shop here in town. I thought about getting with them about building something for me, but I'm just not sure what it would be or if they'd be even willing to do something like that. But, you know, you don't know if you don't ask, right? Yeah, I'm sure they can. You know, and I can ask him that as well if those are decent products for selling here. I kind of thought any of the stuff with the Sandman name on it. I mean, he's pretty popular here in the States, so that's kind of why I thought his stuff wouldn't be half bad. But you never know. But I don't know. Maybe I should be looking at something else for another product line. I want to try and get into some um, preparedness, some equipment, gear like that to add in there. I'm working with Southern on their hard case survival side of the world. And good morning, Chuck Soup. Welcome. It's hard though, isn't it, Newhouse, finding quality products that are U.S. made. You know, there's lots of companies here, but most of their products are made overseas. That's one of the things I really do appreciate with Southern Specialties is the USA made aspect of it. Yeah, I want to get some of that too. I've been looking at that. That little Kevlar cordage would be kind of nice to throw in a bag. I know I'm trying to work with Fourth Wall to get my shipping figured out because I'd like to be able to do some international shipping, but because I'm drop shipping everything, I'm doing a fixed rate shipping. Well, they don't have any way for me to split out US versus international. So if I'm not careful, it'll offer up either free or $10 anywhere in the world shipping because they just don't have a way to split that up. I've been talking to them about looking for a way to fix that. Oh, that's what you're using for your, okay. I know I made, is that smaller diameter than typical like 550 cord? It's like, I got this, they made me a downsized wedge and I just used 550 cord to make a lanyard on it. But I wouldn't mind finding something for a lanyard that's a little smaller diameter than that. That's a little thick for in the case, and that's what I wanted it for. So yeah, I did that one, and then I put another lanyard on, shove knife. That was kind of cool. They did, he did some kind of neat engraving. Some of the laser engraving stuff you can do, man, is just crazy. So on one side, I've got a positive. Well, this is the positive side. The other side is negative, a negative inlay. So it's reversed. And just beautiful. Really nice stuff. Well, the only problem is I drop ship most of my products direct from Southern, and they do flat rate shipping. Because originally, when I set up the store, I was doing that ship by weight. Well, then I was taking it in the shorts because, you know, I'll be honest with you, they're flat rate shipping. If somebody orders one set of picks, is a little expensive. So the shipping was coming in way under that, and actually killing off my profit and costing me money to ship product. So that's why I wasn't doing that. Be different if I was ordering it in and I had the inventory here and shipped out from here. Then yeah, that'd be easy. And maybe that's what I'll have to look at swapping over to doing. Because that's why I've had to restrict it to only ship in the U.S. and it's even painful that way. You know, it's some growing pains out there. So to tell it ship only in the US, well, then anytime you add a new item to the store, you have to remember to go in and add that to that only shipping in the US, or it adds it as free shipping anywhere. It's really painful. So they really need to you should be able to split that out a little bit between international and local shipping. I'm hoping they'll fix it. Other than that, they've been great to work with. I really liked it. I went and bought my own domain, so now it's just straight to my name instead of that long Fourth Wall address that was in there. Makes it a little nicer. See, and this is where my lack of patience comes in. I struggle with a lock. I get frustrated and I give up. It's terrible. I shouldn't be that way, but I am. But yeah, I'd like to figure something out on that shipping because I know I've had a couple different people ask, and I've put on there now. Yeah, if if you're interested in international, reach out to me by email. Let me know, and I'll figure it out, and we'll come up with a way to finagle the shipping in there. But I don't know how much call for that there's ever going to really be. It's been really handy not having to carry inventory and mess with that. And, then I don't have to worry about increasing the cost because of the shipping, because the shipping is all controlled at one end. You don't have two sets of shipping of getting it to me and then getting it out to somebody else. So it's kind of nice that way too. But I don't know. We'll see. Man, I don't know what is going on in that log. I'm going to set him to the side for a bit. Let me go here. Here. Do. All right. Yeah, I bet. That would make sense too. Intentionally overinflate the weight a little bit to make sure that you're all right. I don't know. So maybe I should look at that. Look at changing that back and just try and calculate out what weights would be. I don't know. Yeah, until you torch it. There's a core out of a Master Lotto. Speaking of torching it, I wanted to see what was going on in there, so I sacrificed one and ripped it apart. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still struggling with necessarily feeling everything with the pins and what's going on. And some days I do really good. Other days, man, it's a struggle. But I want to take my own advice and get out of my comfort zone. And, I play with my handful of locks that I know quite well, and I'll sit and pick those and rattle through them, which is fun. Oh, there's always going to be competition, right? Always going to have competition out there. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it might not be worth it. There's that international shipping, and I just don't know what it's going to be coming into the States as far as taxes and fees and junk on that either. So I might just scrap that idea. It was just a thought I had because they were one of the companies when we had reached out looking for discounts for American contingency. They were one of them that actually came back and offered some discounts. You just had to order 10 items or 10 pack at a time, which that's what you want to do anyway, right? Because that's how you divvy up the shipping a bit and help make it a little better. Oh, yeah, I bet that killed you on shipping when that happened, didn't it? Yeah. I sent a package here not long ago up to. It amazes me, right? I mean, Canada's right next door. I shipped a package up to Canada here a bit ago, and I went and did a little looking, and it cost me just as much in shipping to send it to Canada as it would have to send one over to Great Britain. Stupid. I don't get it. It should not be like that, but oh well. Yeah, they don't take any of that. I'd have figured that much out. International can be. It's nuts. That's where the bigger the order, the better. And who knows, that kind of shipping might get even more expensive as we move along. Never know. Let's see. I might need to go. Just take you out. Yeah, I don't. I'm sure. Well, you've been working with those guys longer than I have, Newhouse. Um, I was with them for I don't know what it was, a couple months before they lined up, and I had a phone call with one of their guys to just talk about what the experience had been, and I tried to give him some suggestions they were going to look at. He was supposed to get back with me on the shipping side of things if there was a way to if they could easily incorporate a way to split that shipping up, because I said, yeah, that just doesn't make any sense to pool it all in one like that. There should be some control in there. Yeah, and that could be difficult for me too to calculate the packaging weight where it doesn't necessarily come from me. But I mean, I know what they use. I guess I've received enough packages I could use that and weigh one out and calculate package weight roughly. Yeah. I was talking about the guys over at Fourth Wall. Yeah, I chat with Aaron every so often, check in. Need to reach out and ask him. He was working on something else for me here a bit ago, see how that's coming. I had a video call with the Fourth Wall guy. Chatted for quite a while about a bunch of things and how the experience had been. Yeah, I talk to Aaron every so often, talk to Jeff every once in a while. Those are some great guys, do amazing stuff. I need to go make some tweaks to my. Hey, good morning, Ryan Wilson. How are you today? Yeah, that actually wasn't bad for a package that heavy. It depends on, and that's what I found here too. If it's a smaller package, it's cheaper for me to ship it through the postal service. As soon as it gets into a bigger box or more weight to it, it's far cheaper for me using UPS. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on their Discord page as well. I should go hit their suggestions page and throw a few of these things in there. Yeah. Sent you a link over, Ryan. If you feel up to it, hop on and join me. Making a mess with sushi. I'm not a sushi guy. I know that small package I sent up to Ryan, that wasn't a cheap package to send, and it wasn't a very big, heavy package either, but they really nailed me on that, sending it to Canada. It was kind of crazy. It was way more than what I was expecting anyway, especially as close as it is. It's like, good Lord, man, I just need to send it up. I've got friends that live right on the Canadian border up in Montana. They travel into Canada because their daughter lives there, so they go up all the time. Just have them hop over the border and mail it for me. They only live 10 miles from the border. Yeah, I've got my phone plugged in and then hooked up. I use Droid Cam on it so I can use it as an extra webcam, but I keep it plugged in just to make sure it doesn't peter out on me, but it does a pretty good job. 38%. Oh, you got tons of battery. I don't know what you're complaining about. Tons of battery. And now, Chuck Soup, you're just trying to get too doggone smart and thinking here. You can't have that. You got to just make a mess when you're eating. It's just how it goes. Man, what should I look at for a tension wrench on that thing? Because these are not working too well in there. Let's grab some of these out. See how they do. Well, no, because the Droid Cam is, I can either use it over USB or wired, but I'll swap over to it real quick. Here's my Droid Cam, and it works great. Good morning, Nola. How are ya? I don't know who you're talking to there, Newhouse, joining you Tuesday night. I'd be interested. I need to start hopping in on some of the other lives out there once in a while. I just got to figure out the right timing for it. But yeah, no, I don't find any delay with it. I really like it because then I can use that camera to actually zoom, and it'll focus much closer, so I can show details on parts and crap. So Droid Cam works amazing for me. I haven't messed with it over USB. You're supposed to be able to use it over the USB connection, but I haven't played with that yet. I just use it over the wireless on my in-home Wi-Fi. But I've got a Wi-Fi 7 router system, and this phone has Wi-Fi 7 in it, so it can transmit. It can move a lot of data really fast, so it does a good job. Tired but good. Yeah, see, and this is the thing that I like the most is I can just reach over to my phone and zoom in. If I'm working down on picking a lock, I can zoom right in on that and work on locks and zoom back out a bit. And so I like it. The Droid Cam has been wonderful. Just does a very nice job. And then I've got a webcam that I've got straight over the top shooting down. That's the one I use most of the time. This sounds like the beginning of an adult movie. Right? Cameras everywhere. That's the cool thing about it. Well, I think with Droid Cam, yeah, I think I can have multiple attached to it all at one time too. So I've got a third camera. I've got one up in front of me, and it has pan tilt zoom, but I can't zoom it down far enough from its current location to use it on the desk. And nobody needs to be looking at me in the morning when I'm working on stuff. So just ruin everybody's appetite, ruin their coffee day. And I agree with you on Apple. I deal with the cell phones of my company that I work for. I honestly, from a work standpoint, I like Apple for giving them up to the employees because they can't F it up. It just does what it does, and for the most part, it works. But you can't customize squat. I've always put it this way between the two. If you buy an Apple product, you have to learn how Apple wants things to work, and that's how you learn to use that tool. You buy an Android, you can customize it to do whatever the heck you want it to do. What time do you do that Tuesday, Newhouse? It all depends, right? Oh, this Tuesday's going to be, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm traveling Tuesday morning. I'm driving down to Denver, Colorado area for work. And maybe we'll see what time I get done with my stuff Tuesday and back into my hotel. So I'll keep an eye out for it. Square aspect ratio with OBS. Yeah, my webcam does great with. If I could do OBS and use it with Restream, I'd have to buy a subscription because otherwise I could only have me. I can't invite any guests in if I use OBS with the webcam without a paid for subscription. But I use it. That's what I use most of the time when I shoot my regular videos. So picking some, well, Dutch lockpicker, morning. How are you today? Hey, I'll throw you a link. You can hop on and pick them on camera with me, so everybody else can watch me fail. As they can look at somebody else instead of watching me not open anything. Yeah, that'd work. Yeah, it's a pretty short trip. I'm driving down on Tuesday morning early. Going to be there in the office Tuesday afternoon, and then I guess we're going to go do dinner Tuesday night, and then Wednesday I've got a meeting with with a handful of federal CISA folks, talk security, and then drive home Wednesday afternoon. So doesn't that sound like fun? Oh, come on, Dutch lockpicker, don't just laugh at me. Oh, listen, to all of you guys have the same excuse. Oh man, my battery's too low. Oh man, this is terrible. What the heck? Does nobody know how to charge? Or, be like me. Be the ultimate computer geek guy and have cameras set up all over the place or hardwired into a main computer so you don't have to rely on your phone for everything. And they do work. They will charge while you're using them. Just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just got this new phone. I bought a OnePlus 13. I really like the OnePluses, but to be honest with you, their tech support absolutely sucks. But yeah, failing is shit here. Yeah, same here. I am getting absolutely nowhere. Let's see. But I really like this 13. I need to play with it. They've incorporated an AI engine into the camera on it. It actually has, I don't know how you do it on that small of a camera, but it does a 3 times optical zoom. And then you're supposed to be able to take it out as far as 120 times digital zoom. And then it uses an AI engine to clean up the image, which it's interesting, but right? It's interesting how, yeah, none of their phones can be used while charging. I don't understand that. And man, if I really needed to, that's one other cool thing with this OnePlus. It came with a 100-watt charging brick and cable. You can charge that thing to 100% in man 20 minutes. Hey, one of them is my cell phone. Using it through DroidCam. I use that all the time down here. But I'm pretty much on call 24/7 with my work. So I kind of have to make sure I keep my phone charged up and ready and available just in case something explodes. They need to get a hold of me. Hey, I used to work for a really small mom and pop computer shop. And I got sent to these people's house one time. They wanted me to work on their computer. And I get there, and the gal's like, "Yeah, it's really weird." She goes, we've got a bunch of videos on our computer, and it won't play any of them. It just hangs up. It won't play. We don't know what's going on, so we need to see if you can fix it." She brings me up, leads me into their bedroom, and there's a desk in the corner, and there's their computer set up. And she gets on it, and she shows me, "All right, here's the folder. Here's where the videos are. It just won't play any of them." So I get in there and work on the computer, get it fixed so that they'll work, and fire up one of the videos, and it's videos of her and her husband in bed. Oh, dear Lord Almighty! I couldn't get out of that house quick enough. You would think you would find some other types of videos to have on there to troubleshoot and work on instead of directing them to your collection of home porn. And she acted like it was just no big deal. Told her that I had it fixed. All right, great. Thank you very much. And out we went. Yeah. I sent you that link over in Discord of their new house. So it was, between that and law enforcement days, the things that you see and have happen are absolutely insane. I used to have to go around and serve civil papers. There were many interesting things doing that. Came up to one house and rang the doorbell and had a nude woman answer the door. We had a park we had to go into and close and lock it up every night. Came through to lock it up, and here's an old full-size Ford Bronco parked. Come walking up to tell them they need to leave, and it's a couple, not a couple of young kids either, older couple in the back seat just going to town. I rap on the window, and they stop, and he hops out buck naked, and she just stays back there laying on the back seat. I tell him he needs to leave because they're locking the gate up. All right, sorry about that, no problem. He hops in the driver's seat. They never did put any clothes on. Drove out. I finished up going through the park and locking it up, and heck, they were parked a half mile down the road off to the side, finishing up, I guess. Interesting lines of work and wild junk that you see. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. My word. I'm gonna have to give up, guys, and go to some of my comfort locks so I actually feel like I can open a freaking padlock. I tell you, man, some days I just suck. Now, most days when it comes to lock picking, I just suck. Like I said, I have my locks that I can open, and I have others that they're just a struggle bus, dude. Oh, that's funny. Well, either that or, you find that all the time with those hidden cameras in bedrooms that they're actually recording their own exploits and not telling the other person in the room that they're recording it. I've seen a lot of that too. It's like, come on, guys. Right? What are my comfort locks? Hey, morning, Ian. Oh, my American 1100, my Packlock 98 Pro. I've got a couple American 1100s that I play with. And then some of the little brinks. And I've got a Master 150 that used to be a comfort lock. Anymore, that thing is a ball of frustration, a Master 150. And that thing just drives me nuts because one day I'll open that thing, no problem. The next time around, it feels like it's just a completely different lock inside. But I use that one for a lot of testing of different things. But I don't know if I've seen you on here before, Ian. Welcome to the channel. feel free to make sure you're jumping in and asking questions and participate away in the chat, man. We've got a absolutely amazing community. There's some wonderful guys on this in the channel right now on the chat in here. So any questions that you might have around any of this good, wonderful stuff, throw it in, man. Glad to see you. Glad you found me. If you wouldn't mind, give me a like, man. Saw the link in Discord. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I've been having some fun over in Discord, and I've been doing a little bit more over in Reddit as well that I ever used to do. You know, that's the scary part with some of those cameras is you think you have it there to help you with, but desk reset to reset your locks. What exactly do you mean by a desk reset? Throw it across the room and hope for better luck next time? Oh, let's see what we got here. We got company. It is Mr. Newhouse. How the heck are you?
I'm doing all right. For a minute, I'll mute my mic. My heater gets a little loud when it kicks on.
You know, I need to start doing that. I need to start playing with the Vice more and learn how to play in those. I don't do a whole lot with my Vices, but sometimes they're kind of nice because you can focus more on other things and not worry about how you're holding everything.
Exactly. I was telling you about these earlier.
Yes.
So that's without the lint. Oh, if I don't drop it.
I'm going to pop you up full screen so people can check those out.
That's without the lanyard. And then with the lanyard.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll show you, there is one slight difference if you get the one with the lanyard with the actual pry bar itself. And that is, it has that little extra notch there. And that's just to hold that lanyard from sliding up and down.
I got you. Yeah. Nice.
I figured since we were talking about that earlier, I'd show you real quick.
No, those things look awesome. Do you have a local shop that's making those for you there then? Or are you making them?
I'm making myself.
You're making them yourself? Oh, yeah. If you got the right equipment to do it.
Yep. I ordered the metal, and actually what I'm using is, hold on, let me grab it. I'll show you real quick. I'm cutting the angle from the bar with like a cutoff saw.
Yep.
And then to do my groove in the key ring hole, I'm using this. It's just one of those high security key machines.
That's what I was going to say. That's a key making machine, isn't it?
Yep, it's pretty much just an end mill, though.
Well, yeah. Awesome.
So the only thing is, I was using one of the end mills for my.
Right, and I still can't pick a lock. Ah, bite me, Nola.
So I got about a dozen of these done, and then it broke. So I need to order a new end mill for it. But I found them on Amazon for like $25. That'll fit, and it will actually be made for cutting stainless steel.
Right. You know, the one that really surprised me, a buddy of mine bought one. He bought a small end mill from Harbor Freight, of all places.
I was looking, they have a lathe there for like $600, a little mini lathe. I was looking at that the other day.
Yeah, and the one he bought, that little end mill, is surprisingly good, especially for the money.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll kind of take you guys on a field trip real quick. Let me turn the light on. Back there, give me 1 second.
Well, blow you up and let you show it off. There you go.
So once I'm done acid etching them and stuff.
All right, talk to you later, Ryan.
After I cut them, they end up in this tumbler to deburr them and everything. Then I acid etch them, and then they go in this one to get stone washed.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They look awesome. I've been looking at one similar to that type of a design out on Amazon. I'm thinking about getting one, so I'll turn around and get one of yours instead.
Awesome. Shows up a little bit better as far as the finish on a darker background.
Yeah. Oh, that looks really good. I like it. And that first one you have, is that wrapped with that Kevlar cord? Is that what you had on there?
Yeah, so all the wraps that I'm doing is the Kevlar cord.
Yeah,
and
I need to get some of that. That looks like nice cordage.
Here's a black one. This one's for I don't know if you've met DIY DM yet.
No, have not.
He's one of the mods in the Unlocked server. This one's particularly for him. And then I got the blue. I got some yellow. I like the blue color the most on these. It seems to stand out the best.
Yeah, it looks nice. Like it.
My camera's mirrored. It's throwing me off. But so I think I'm going to order a spool of the Kevlar from them.
Yeah, they've got those bigger spools, and the price really isn't that bad on it.
No. And I think he said that the blue was the highest break strength one. I think he said 220 pounds.
Right.
200 break strength on that. And it's, you can see, it's slightly thinner than the black.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I have a few different things I need to order again, but I've been spending a lot lately on different things, so the wife's not happy with me.
I understand that.
Yeah. She was unhappy when she found out I had opened up a store, so it's like, now we got to deal with the taxes on that garbage. You better be keeping track of your sales and all your receipts.
On the bright side, if you set it up right, it's it comes out nice because everything that all your inventory that you have left at the end of the year, or not that you have left, all the inventory you've sold, what you paid for that is tax deductible. All the tools you use, like if you're using tools to sell it or to make the product, that's tax deductible.
Yep.
So it makes it a little nice because you can deduct more stuff from your taxes. So it doesn't make it as bad as it seems at the end of the year once you're paying your taxes.
Well, it's a little more. I think you order your stuff in and you actually maintain inventory, right?
Yeah,
it's a little more convoluted for me where I don't do that.
Yeah,
because I've got to track both sides of the realm, if you will. Hey, morning, welcome back, Zoe. Well, I'm not so sure about that, Nola.
What did Nola say?
He said the difference is that Mrs. Greyhound won't Bobby Brown you like Marissa does him.
Yeah, see, I made sure I talked to her about it before I did anything.
Well, I had no intentions of really opening up a store. I was trying to work out discounts, like I said, for American Contingency, and they were just dragging their feet and putting anything together and up on the website to actually be able to sell to some of the guys there, and I had people that wanted tools. So I was thinking of ways to. I was just buying direct from Southern and then just passing it on to those guys, doing it that way. And then when I mentioned about the dog legs, I was asking if that would be something they would be interested in as a design. Well, they turned around and said, "Oh, we'll just make them for you and you sell them." Well, crap. I guess I need a store.
When I was getting ready to hit 1,000 subscribers, I sent them an email asking about the giveaway, and then I ended up getting to talk to Jeff on the phone.
Yep.
And while I was on the phone with him, I asked him about if I started a store, if they would let me be one of their vendors. And they said, "Oh yeah, just let us know when you're ready." So I've been talking to them ever since. I think I talk to Aaron at least once a week.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a couple great guys, and they do really nice stuff and good work, and they've been excellent to talk to.
They are actually who made my challenge coins.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I asked them about it because I wanted to try to do. I knew they had the material I wanted, and I wanted to try to do somewhere between quarter and poker chip size. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we can do that." So I had them make up a sample, and they sent it over to me, which is this one. And you can tell this one's about quarter size compared to the final.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And so I said, "Yeah, go ahead and do it." They made it all for me.
Well, when I got this shim,
yeah,
I wanted one. I love the design of theirs, but I wanted one a little bit smaller because I want to be able to carry it in my medium case. So I asked him to downsize it, and he knocked that right out. He dropped it. It's about a quarter of an inch narrower and a quarter of an inch shorter than their standard one. But I can't get him to build them for me to sell. But
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the cards myself. I like the mini gems better.
The shove knife.
Yeah, I think I think they're a little bit more flexible when they work a little bit better. They're not as wide, so you're not fighting through the door.
Well, that's where I got one of those. Well, he threw one of those into the order, so I do have one of the mini shove knives as well. And yeah, no, it's great. I like it. I like them both. They have their uses. I've played with them a little bit. They work outstanding.
I tell you what I'd like to get made is probably 40,000 if I do it 40 or 30. Have you ever seen like the fire pick that they sell on Amazon?
Yeah.
Something along those lines, but not the same design. I just want to be able to get past the door guards, the latch guards.
Yep. Yeah. I actually have, what is the one I have? I have a monstrous one.
Yep. And those
garage, I need to find
I tried to talk to the guys over at Fire Picks about thinning them out because anything residential they're no good for. They're too thick.
Right.
And they just argued with me that if they go any thinner, it'll just bend. And I tried to explain to them that a different kind of steel that they could use to get them thinner. They weren't interested at all, so I just left it at that.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Morning, Snake. Welcome in. And yeah, they're outstanding. They've been absolutely wonderful to work with. And that's where, that's everything I've been dealing with has been Southern Specialties because they've been outstanding to me.
Yep, and that's once I realized all their stuff was, well, not all their stuff, but the majority of their stuff was made in America. I've just stuck with them for all my stuff.
Yep.
And they go above and beyond for you. If you have something you want, they can usually do it.
They're willing to try and make just about anything. It's like he made me these set of titanium turning wrenches, and they're awesome. I wish they made this set in stainless steel to sell because they are amazing.
What set?
They're titanium turning wrenches. He made me a 4-pack set.
What's the difference between them and the Z-bars that they sell in stainless?
Well, I've got a set of the Z-bars, and these he made in-house, and they have a little different end design.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the Z-bars that they're selling, they're overly polished. They got they're polished too heavy, and they're too rounded off. I don't like them one bit. They just spin out and round out keyways in a heartbeat. I can't stand them. I won't use them anymore. Where these don't do that. These just lock in and work extremely well.
Have you talked to Aaron about that? About the polishing?
Yeah. And it was
Okay.
a matter of they had somebody else, a company in Florida, it sounds like, make them. And
Well,
yeah, they were
he-
over polished, but they've got a pretty healthy inventory of them.
yeah, he did tell me for a while that even these, the 2500 series and the Longhorn sets, they were having the same trouble with. So they switched from letting them make them to they're going to start making them themselves again.
Yep.
And he said they make them themselves, they're way better.
Yeah, it's like these that, like I said, these that he made with the titanium. They are, man, I love them. They are outstanding. But I'd like to see them in just stainless, but he's not ready to go there. They have the plans to start doing that at some point. They're not ready for it yet. Grab bag of random stuff. Huh. Yeah, they send them. They're amazing, man. And it seems like every single order that you send, there's something extra thrown in the kit for you.
Exactly.
He was just saying for a Christmas present to himself, he asked him to make him a grab bag of random stuff, sent him $80, and they sent him a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, I don't
awesome.
doubt it. I'm sure they, it's like when I was doing my subscriber giveaway, I was placing an order from them for a kit that I wanted to give away, and I told them that's what it was for. And man, they filled it up with so much extra stuff over what I was planning on buying in there. So that was a pretty sweet kit that went out.
I shot Aaron a text as I was getting things ready for my 2,000 subscriber giveaway that's going on right now. And I said, hey, I'm getting ready to hit 2,000 subscribers. I know you guys sent me stuff not that long ago for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Would you guys be willing to do another? And explain to him I was getting ready to hit 2,000. And he said, yeah, I'll throw something together for you. And this is what he sent.
Right. Isn't that crazy? And I'm sorry, those cases of theirs are absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I love them. I tell you what, their little wallet case that they just come out with, I've been carrying it as my wallet with picks in it and stuff.
Yeah.
They even threw in my Nexus, 2 sets of Pumpkin King and Queens, and then a Bigfoot as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly it. So Snake was saying with the titanium, you can anodize it for different colors. And that's originally what he was going to do, but their anodizing machine broke. So that's why he made me a 4-piece set instead of the 3-piece. He was going to do a 3-piece and then anodize them. But their anodizer died.
So it's a little more finicky. But you can heat anodize them if you want them anodized.
Oh, yeah?
What are we talking about, Paula? Yeah, if you get a blowtorch, like a little propane torch, and you just get them under that, and you can watch them change to the blue and the greens. Just once you get them, there's a list that you can find that'll tell you what temperatures will hit what color, but they'll show you in order what colors they'll hit.
Oh, really?
So,
that's awesome.
If you're heating them up and they hit, say blues first, greens next, and you want them green, once they turn blue, hit it for like 10 seconds more and then stop because they'll continue to heat up a little bit.
Huh. That'd be kind of neat to play with. I see.
You do it long enough, you'll get used to knowing when you need to pull it away and when you don't, so that you don't mess it up. But it takes a little.
Ian, you're saying that he teaches log sport at his university. He bought lockpick sets for the class from Southern Specialties. Yeah, they cut him a good deal. Yeah, and I did the same thing, Ian. When I was doing this, I reached out to many different companies, and the only 2 that I had respond back that were willing to work with me and help me out were Southern Specialties and Multipec. Those were the only 2 that even respond. Well, no, one responded, and it wasn't very nice, so I'm not too keen on doing anything with them. But yeah, that little wallet case looks amazing. I need to get one and then start filling that up with some little pick sets and things of that nature. I feel bad handing poor Aaron for new products all the time. So, but he's He did my dog legs, the heavy dog legs. Then he made the dog leg picks for the pocket set. I've got him working on a deep dog leg right now.
Well, that's what. Let me show this real quick, and then I'll show you the other stuff. I pulled my license out, just not to show it.
Yep.
But I keep the main cards that I use here and in here.
Yep.
I open it up. I have a few more cards in there. Hold on.
No, come on. Let me see those numbers. Can I get a shot of the backside of the card too?
Back behind these cards, I keep the Longhorn set. And then if we switch over to this side, I have the Z-Bar set, the mini jigglers, and a Nexus. And then I have my little mini case with my pocket rewinds, a mini bypass knife, the little tension wrench, the flexible 6-pin comb pick, elephant trunk, a Bigfoot, and then some rakes. And then this little tool is the bypass tool I made for the U-change locks. Not that I've ever ran into one outside of the one that Finley sent me, but just in case.
Right. So how thick of a wallet does that make it? It looks like it ends up pretty thick with everything piled in there.
So here's an Altoids can.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I carry a pretty thin front pocket wallet. I don't know if I'd want to carry that as my everyday wallet, but I would sure like that as just a mini case to carry in my laptop bag or in my jacket pocket or whatever.
Well, and I'll tell you what, if you have less stuff in it than I do, it'll be a little bit thinner. It kind of squishes down. It's not rigid.
Yeah.
I just carry too much crap.
Right.
I carry that, and in the same pocket, I'll throw a tube of chapstick. And then in the little watch pocket, I have these.
Are you talking about these for the pocket set there, Snake? You're using those on handcuffs? Suppose that would probably work pretty well for that. Yeah, they're nice and short, easy to throw in a kit. I was really happy with how those turned out. He did a nice job. He just does a beautiful job on everything.
The set of those that I sell over on my site, the only thing that I changed on mine is I put an elephant trunk in there instead of one of the other profiles.
Right. Yeah, and I would suggest that too, changing up the profiles. Like I said, I've got now and well from their store, you can throw in the dog legs in there as a set, or from my store actually. So you can put dog legs in that pocket kit.
I got the elephant trunks.
Yep.
When it came out with them. And
I like the elephant trunk design. I like them way better than the monkey paw.
They completely changed the way that I pick locks. I fucking love them.
Yep. That's awesome, Snake. I'll have to check out. You'll have to throw up a video of that. I want to see how you're using them like that. I need to get a set of handcuffs too. I want to start playing in that lovely little world. What? You can't just fill your pocket. Deb Daisy out there says you got to know how to use it, and not just carry it. What are you talking about? You don't have to know how to use anything. I don't know what you're talking about. You're smoking crack or something.
Hopefully you guys can see this.
Yeah. What are you opening that with?
So this is just one of those little wire key rings that I bent like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So you can see it better when I do this side. I just go in, lean back, get the double lock off, and come this way, lean back, pop that open.
Yeah, I need to, like I said, I need to get a hold of one of those wallets and then start filling it up with some tools so I can do some photos with it and get it set up.
So these little key rings I found hold up better than most other like metal objects to use pick those. Brain's not working. I apologize. Paper clips and the hair clip things.
And Deb Daisy, good morning.
Bobby pins. Paper clips and bobby pins seem to bend a little too much, but these little wire rings hold up. I've been using this one for months.
Well, they've got enough spring tension they can kind of snap back a little bit. They've got to get some give to it, where the others don't. They just bend and deform.
I've been using the same one on every live for months when I do the openings with the handcuffs.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I've got a set, just a cheap set, sitting in my Amazon cart. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet on them. But
yeah. Well, that's what the only reason I even have them is because Nola and Stu sent them.
Yeah. I guess I should have kept the ones that I had, because I used to have, I had a set of Smiths and I had a set of Peerless. That's what I carried.
I had a little bit of extra of that black Kevlar line last night, so I made a little pocket pull.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I need to get some of that, because that'll be better than the 550 cord. It's a lot smaller.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then you can...
Hey, Pocket Woman. Hey, how are you this morning? Or tonight?
You can get these little spools. I'm sure you know that. But these little spools, or they have the bigger spools.
Right, they have the big spools, but I don't see the blue available in the big spools, just the yellow and the black.
Talk to Aaron. He can get it for you. Because I was asking about... Let me see. They have green also. And the green you can only find in the one kit that they have. But I did ask him about it, and he said that's what I wanted.
Right. The interesting thing is I can get pretty good pricing on that small spool.
Yeah.
With the big spools, there isn't anything. So.
Well, the big spools, anyways, are, if you're going to break it down, are worth the price that they are.
Oh, absolutely. That's a lot of cordage on that spool, man. That is crazy.
Well, I don't know if you looked at what the price difference is between the small ones and the big ones and like compared them by length.
No, I haven't. But, well, I'm sure it's cheaper either way to buy the big spool and then make your own small spools if you wanted.
It is definitely by a long shot.
Yeah.
And that's when I do this, I charge $5 more for the lanyard, partly for the price of the Kevlar, but mostly for the time that it takes me to make it. Because it does take me about a half hour to do one of those.
New house sounds like a pain in the blank to Aaron. Well, I think they have several of us that are pains, and I keep apologizing to them. It's like, man, I don't want to be throwing all kinds of stuff. If it's too much, just let me know. I live for this stuff. That's fun. I like coming up with these new things and making them.
Well, and that's what I asked him, because I was talking to him about the different Kevlar, what Kevlar color I wanted to use, because I asked him what the difference was, and he was telling me about the strength, and he's like, well, we have this, and this color. And these are the strengths. And I'm like, oh, you guys got green? And he's like, oh, yeah, we can get you that by the spool, too, if you wanted. It's just not on our site like that.
Yeah.
It was actually his suggestion.
Yeah. And that, you're right. It might not be a bad way to go with it. Is just buy one of the big spools and then make some of my own smaller spools to put out. Looking at that cordage, I think that'd be amazing survival stuff to have in a kit. Or like using it for making lanyards and handles, because it's just that much smaller, but yet you still got the strength with it.
Especially in like the different colors are different thicknesses too, obviously, because they're different brake strengths. But like the green seems to be the smallest, and it is, I think he said 80-pound brake. I think he said 80 for that one. The black's like 120. I forget what he said about the yellow, and then or the black's 150. Sorry, and the blue is 220 is what he said.
Yeah. I just sent off a pouch down to him to look at making another pouch in their lineup. It's one that I had bought from a different company before that I absolutely loved the pouch, but the company has since closed up shop, so I can't get them anymore.
I got you. I originally wanted to use this yellow for my lanyards,
Right.
and I think I might still go that route. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, maybe you could offer people that as an option. What color lanyard do you want?
Yeah, and I might do that eventually too as well. I really like the way the blue Kevlar looks on there.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
My thought with the yellow though is, so school buses are yellow, right? And the reason that they made school buses yellow is because they did a whole bunch of research on eyes and the colors we see the fastest. And what they found is that yellow is the color that our eyes recognize the quickest. We recognize it more than anything else, so we see it faster. So my thought process with the yellow is if you drop it somewhere, you're going to see it, be able to find it quicker than the blue or the black that's going to blend in a little bit more.
Right.
And that's why also with every one I add that I found these yellow smiley face beads, because then you at least got a little bit of yellow on there.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like the blue as well. Yeah, Marissa's on now. Morning.
What's up, babe?
Like the blue. Yeah, the blue looks amazing. I like the look of that. It looks sharp.
And then the stainless ones also are a little bit bigger than the non-stainless. So I don't know if you can see that well.
Yep. Yeah, just a little bit wider.
Yep.
How do they compare price-wise for you with the stainless versus the standard? As far as where are you selling these at? Or what's your price?
Because I'm making these ones myself, they're actually about $2.50 cheaper for me to make.
And that's the standard or the stainless?
That's the stainless. The stainless is cheaper for me to make than having them made.
Well, somebody else is making the other ones for you, huh?
Yeah, somebody else was machining the other ones for me.
Right. That's pretty awesome. My wife was joking with me, telling me that I was hiding my channel from her so that she couldn't see any of the content. I'm like, well, I've told you to go subscribe to it so you know what's going on. Are you not doing that?
Well,
I think so.
You talk about your wife?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm not hiding anything from you. I said, well, maybe a few tools that I've bought I've hidden from you, but that's about it. There we go. Jeez, oh, Pete. Yeah, and that's like, you talk about Southerns and some of the stuff that they do. Here's one of the other ones that they threw out for me. And this was just something he threw in on one of the orders, but it's one of their little wallet cards.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then he engraved both sides of it.
That's sweet.
So I don't want to tear it apart and actually do anything with it because, man, it just looks too damn sharp. So that's a decoration. But it looks amazing. I think I've got the wife talked into. I've got a 3D printer I'm buying from one of the guys I work with. Has an extra that he isn't using anymore, so he's selling that to me. So I'll have that. But the wife actually wants us to get a laser, so we're looking at some laser stuff. That might be what some of my bonus money this year goes to buying a laser.
I've been looking at X-Tools X1 or F1.
Yep.
I would like to get that. They have one. If you pay a little bit extra, you can get it with a conveyor belt.
Yeah. And
it recognizes where the objects are. You can literally just scatter them on the conveyor belt, and as they go by, it'll engrave them the right way.
See now, if it isn't excuses people throw about their phones being too low on battery, now Nola's throwing out there that his lab's disassembled at the moment, trying to find a lost 1 millimeter multi-pick. Really?
I read that.
Seriously?
Make that comment, but you beat me to it.
Some people's children. You know what they say about excuses, right? I'm sure Nola knows exactly what I'm talking about. As you can see, my log collab is, I a nasty freaking mess because it's really not a lock lab. Just happens to be my desk that I have in the basement, and I've got my ham radio stuff set up on here, and I've got all kinds of junk and not enough storage space for any of it. It's a absolute mess. My wife won't even come downstairs because she hates it so bad.
See, mine's currently in my garage. That's where we're at now. We moved from downstairs to the van to the garage.
Yeah. Probably a lot nicer than doing it out of the van. I remember watching your videos doing it that way.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, and I can keep it a little bit warmer in here.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've got a full unfinished basement, so we're wanting to maybe look at getting this finished up maybe this year too. But
I have one of the little kerosene heaters that just sits on the floor, the ones with the wicks in them. And then I just got, my dad gave me for my birthday a forced air kerosene heater. So I kick that forced air one on for about 10 minutes and it heats the whole garage. And then I shut it off and light the wick one. And it keeps it nice and toasty in here while I'm out here without all the noise.
Oh, yeah, I imagine. I imagine it does.
Here we go. You can see where I broke the smaller one off. If it'll focus, there we go. That smaller one's supposed to be square like the bigger one.
Yep.
That's what happens when you use something made for brass on stainless, though.
Yeah. Noah almost quit Locksport altogether after hours of searching for his missing tool. That's funny.
Although you can't quit Locksport. You're not allowed. I don't allow you to.
Right. I can accept if I break something, but I can't accept losing something. Well, you got to be a little more careful on your tools, man. Put them away when you're done. Come on now.
Yeah, clearly you can see I put my stuff away when I'm done.
You can see that I don't have junk laying everywhere.
Yeah.
I actually need to mess with this yet. I still have some parts for the moke set. Some shrink wrap to put on some of the tools. I haven't messed with and done those yet either. But
well, it sounds like you need to suck it up and just buy a Nexus.
Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know how much we'll be looking to spend on one or not, but she was thinking about it. So my daughter has started a business here just a bit ago, and she's doing some of those cups and mugs and stuff with the glitter and slow moving fluids inside of them, things like that. She's been working on a bunch of that. And we were thinking about getting a laser, and then she'd be able to use some of that to do some cup engraving and just little things like that. So I don't know that we're looking at anything overly massive yet at this point, but it's one of those. Once you get started, then you'll upgrade.
Yeah. That little X1 is just they're probably about this wide and about this tall.
Yeah.
They're not big machines.
Right. Yeah, I think I've seen the F1
but
out there. I don't remember what the cost was on those things, but
the F1 is like $1,500.
Yeah. Is that a diode laser in that one then? Well, that one's fiber. There's a lot of them in that price range that I've seen have been the diode lasers.
Yep, they're fiber.
I saw one the other day. I don't remember what brand it was, but it had a dual laser. It had a fiber or a diode, and you could switch between which one you wanted to use. And it was under $2,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
And that was kind of slick. It was kind of neat being able to have both, right? Because the diode has its place. Fiber is better for some things, but diode's nice for like doing the cup engraving and stuff. The diode's great.
Yeah, where you don't need the extra.
You don't need to cut very deep. Because in order to get the wattage up on the diodes, you just have to add more diodes. Well, then you end up with a wider beam and you lose your detail.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then the fiber works better on shiny material like brass.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to check that one out. You have a little conveyor on there, so you can do a little bigger pieces if you needed to. But, if I really want to do something overly big, like I did these engravings on my locks at our local college. I can go in there with a day pass and use their facility, and they've got, good grief, their one laser has a bed. That thing can do 4-foot by 2-foot pieces in their laser.
I wish we had something like that around here.
It was amazing to go in there, and they helped me out with making sure my image was laid out and showed me how to run and use everything. And so I was, all right, there you go, have fun. And you can
honestly after
go to town.
Talk about that. I tried to look up to see if there was any places like that around me. There is not.
It's an amazing facility. They've got an entire wood shop. They've got an entire metal shop, metal lathes, all of that kind of crap. They've got a full AutoCAD. They've got vinyl printing facilities. They've got the laser engravers. They've got a whole lab of 3D printers. And it's all, you can buy a monthly pass and just go in there and use it however much you want. As long as the tools are available, the machines are open, you can get in there, and they do full classes on how to use AutoCAD and such as well. And
I didn't think about it, but I wonder if my local career center would have anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty doggone cool. So I had a good time in there, and it didn't take me 45 minutes from start to finish, which I already had the image already laid out and in the right format and ready to go. But to go in there, and I engraved. I engraved on 3 leather cases, and I did 5 padlocks. It took about 45 minutes to do all of it.
Oh God, no! Well, that thing is gone. He said he don't even know when he lost it.
Yeah, that's even worse yet. Yeah. Someday it'll turn up, and you're like, I know I looked here. How the hell did it end up there? That's what's going to happen to you. That's what happens to me anyway.
He said he hasn't even used the damn thing in forever, which means he didn't even realize it was gone until yesterday.
Until he needed it for something. Yeah.
He was like, oh, I have that thing. Where's that at? Never. What'll happen though? This is exactly what'll happen, and it happens every damn time. Is he will order a new tension wrench to replace it, and the day he opens the package, he'll find the old one.
Yep, that's exactly right. And it'll be somewhere right conspicuous where it's right in front of him. It's like, how the heck did I not see it?
Yep, absolutely.
And one of the other things I need to get busy with that. I need to play with that. So I have one of those Force sets from Southern Specialties, the Star Wars based set.
I have not bought one of those yet.
I have one. I bought one. It's kind of a neat novelty item. And they work fine, just really thin handles, but they're interesting. But I'm going to make some wood handles for those and try and finish them up. I think that would look pretty sick.
I was going to buy one specifically for the double-sided rake, because that honestly was the only profile I was interested in out of there, just because it was one I didn't have. Right. And they ended up throwing one of those in with one of the things that they sent me, one of the orders they sent me.
Double set of rakes are pretty cool. Yeah, so like I said, I want to try my hand at making some wood handles for them and finish them up and just see how they turn out. I took the double-ended rakes. I wrapped those with, I bought some waxed bowstring and wrapped the handles out of that. And that turned out all right. It looks decent. But I thought wood would look nice.
I haven't heard back from Aaron yet, but I think the blue Kevlar is waxed.
Oh, yeah?
It certainly feels like.
Yeah. Well, we've got I was in Hobby Lobby. We have a Hobby Lobby here in town. And they sell waxed string. Tons of different colors, and it was dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
Well, Nola says if you win his 1K giveaway, you just might get a set. You have that giveaway going on now, Nola? Has that started yet? I don't remember if I've missed that one or not.
So I set up in my server a little channel for everybody to post their giveaways in. That way we can keep track of everybody's with them all going on at the same time.
I just need to remember to go look at those things. Yeah, I get lost and forget to do it. So I'm busy with other junk. Let's just go see.
I think people forget it's there because I've only had one person post in it other than me.
Where is it? What did you call that one?
It's all the way at the top by like the announcement channels.
Giveaways. There's your new house. Broke Picks has his in there. Yep, that's it.
Yep. So Nola.
Yep.
When you hit that,
go post it up there. That's right. Let people know.
And anybody else away, please.
That's awesome. Says he's 11 away from hitting 1K. Well, come on, some of the other guys out here. If you aren't subscribed to Nola, you should. Good channel. Go hit him up. Help him get there.
Multi-pick, so it's $6 USD. Then like $15. Right though, Noah?
Yeah.
He said that $6, but then after shipping, but then shipping's like $15.
Yeah, that's the hard part with trying to work with the foreign companies of the shipping. You know, shipping, and like I said, you got to pay the tariffs and tax and all that, and import junk, and it runs the cost up. You know, man, something that should be a $20-$30 set, you got to be selling for $40-$45 in order to cover all the costs that it takes to get it.
Yep. All right, sir. I'm going to jump off here and get lunch cooking for my kids. Yep. But I will talk to you later.
I'm probably just going to be on here a little bit longer, and I'll call her good as well. I'll catch you on one of your lives one day. Get on there with you. We'll see how Tuesday goes. Like I said, I'm just not sure what time I'll be making it back to the room.
Yeah. Yep. No problem.
All right. Have a good one, man. Yeah, that's why I don't have any multi-picks either. Just so expensive. And I mean, I'm sure they're good tools. They look like they're amazing. I'd love to try a set out at some point, but holy Toledo. That's just a tough sell. Tough sell. But, you know, it is what it is, man. And that's I'd like to find some other decent American-made tools, but there just aren't hardly any out there. Well, I don't know of any that are actually made in the U.S. other than the Southern. You guys know of any? Not that I'm complaining. I love my Southern Specialties tools. That's been my go-to for pretty much everything. I go over and I use my Jimmy Longs and play with those a little bit. And I use the multi-picks once in a while, but man, they're so thin, they just make me nervous. Once I get a little bit better and into some higher stuff, I'll play with those. But for the most part anymore, I go to my dog legs because, man, I really do like how these things work. I think I like the original thinner set better than the heavies personally, just because they reach in a little bit better. But I'm not picking hard enough that I've ever had any issues with distortion or bends on them at all. But knockoff butterfly comb being sold on Amazon. No, can't say I've seen that. Of course, I don't usually go looking for lockpick tools out on Amazon. So I was talking about Lock Noob had a video. I think he put it out just yesterday, showing off these lockpicks that some company sent him that have Okay, God, it still has a CI logo built into it. But they have carbon fiber handles. They look really sweet. The handles look amazing. The tools look kind of chunky, and I don't know if they're very good, but I'd be tearing the place apart too. You drive me more nuts than I already am. Well, come on. Nobody can watch any of your videos and think that you are nuts in the least, Spontaneous. I tell you what, I get a kick out of your videos. They crack me up. Some of the locks you're finding out there in the wild around your community, kind of fun. I like it. So there's something that's out on Amazon. It still has the Covert Instruments logo built into it, huh? That's kind of what I thought too. I was really surprised that Lock Noob even was willing to review them, and actually was halfway positive about them. But for what they cost, holy cow! Which carbon fiber isn't cheap, but good grief, man! I think it was worked out to like $70 or $80 US for a set of unknown picks. Huh. I haven't looked through Facebook. Are there any decent lockpick channels out there on Facebook? I'm sure there are. I haven't ever looked for that, so I wouldn't know where to even start. I got into the community over on Reddit, and that's been really good. Parky locks have landed in the U.S. Parky locks, huh? Who's carrying those there, P-Dub? Yeah, they do. I wasn't real impressed with the look of those. It's now up to American Post. Nice. Now I've got one of the guys that works for me. He's he travels overseas quite often. His family's over in Ireland and Moldova and a bunch of different European areas. So he's over there quite a bit. So I'm going to have to ask him now when he's over there, look around and pick up some European locks for me once in a while as he can and bring them back. Naga hide is also known as carbon fiber. That's funny. See, it never fails. I get on camera and I can't pick a lock to save my life. It is nuts. Half of these locks, I can open them up all day long, no problems at all. Put a camera in front of it. No. Nice. That's a Australian branded lock, is that right, P-Dub? If I remember right, I think I saw you showing those off at some point. They look like they'd be kind of neat. Kind of fun to find some of those other more unique locks to play with. Yeah, right. I saw that. It is an exact copy of the Tradecraft case. I was kind of wondering how long it'd be before CI goes after him and shut him down on some of that stuff. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That would be kind of fun to collect some of those other locks from different places like that and have to show off a little bit. It'd be kind of neat. I've got a sister-in-law that she is a garage sailing fool when summer hits. So I'm going to ask her to keep an eye out for some locks. If it's not a master lock, pick it up and I'll buy it from her. But if it's a master, probably skip it. See if she can't find me some old stuff that somebody's got out there getting rid of. You just never know. I think I've got. Yeah, right. It is. It's fun to have locks from all over, all different places. Be kind of neat. Yeah, that was my thought too, right? Is that's because kind of what I've seen too. Is they're about there pushing those picks, and man, I don't know. I I'd be leery on what I recommend to people for picks, but as far as brands go, but I don't really know a whole lot. I have a Tradecraft case here, but I don't have anything covert instruments in it. I literally the only covert instrument tool I have is this tubular lockpick. Other than that, I have never had my hands on a covert instruments pick. I like the look of some of them. I need to get a set just to try out, but they used to have all of their stuff was made by Southern Specialties at one point, and then they moved it all overseas now, so it's all import tools, which is kind of too bad. But I get it. Can probably do a lot larger orders, a lot more mass produce kind of a thing, and it's not that the quality is necessarily bad anymore. It's you can kind of get whatever quality you want out of them those manufacturers overseas. So it is what it is. But yeah, that imitation set, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't be striking to tell people that that's the one they should be buying. It's too much money, in my opinion, for what it is. I know like I said, I started with Reddit a little bit, and I posted a video out there about the dogleg picks and talked about those a little bit. A couple of guys have since got them and on there and been talking about them a little bit, and it drove some sales to the site for me. So hey, I'm not exactly doing it for the money because there isn't a whole lot of profit to be made on them, but I think they're a decent design. So if I can get those in people's hands, but that's why I wanted people to test them, right? To let me know if they were junk or not. Because again, I don't exactly consider myself a great picker, so I can't really give you the answer. Need other people to help tell me those things. Yeah, I don't know those. The carbon fiber on the handles looks pretty slick. I'll give them that. But the picks themselves, they don't look very good to me. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but what do you guys know about there? You guys know of any other U.S. made picks? I don't know where Jimmy Longs is having his manufactured. If he's having them imported, probably, I would guess, in order to have the prices where he's got them on them. So who did you reach out to, Noel? Did you reach out to CI about them? I don't know if there's much they can do to shut them down because I don't think they have. Well, maybe they do. I don't know if they have any trademarks on case designs or anything. You'd think they would because that's a pretty unique case system that they've got. I do like that case. It's pretty slick. I like the magnetic closure. This doesn't hold nearly enough for me, but at the same point, you take that medium Southern Specialty zip case, really isn't a whole lot thicker than that case. But holy cow, can you pack that thing full of equipment? I mean, my normal go-to that I'm carrying, I think I've got about 10 different turning tools in there. And I think at the last count, I was looking at about 15 picks in there. Plus, then I carry a shove knife in there and a wedge in there. and it all closes up just fine. So pretty doggone amazing what fits in that kit. You reached out third party, huh? Yeah, and you get a lot of the new pickers. They don't know what they're looking at. Heck, I didn't know what I was looking at. I had no idea what were. That's where the first one I carried forever, and I still have it, and I still use it. Was a little H&H pocket set that I bought off Amazon. Yeah, it was cheap. I actually like it. It's a pretty good little tool set, but I wasn't looking at a lot of other pick sets. But there's a lot of cheap junk out there, man. It's terrible. You got to be careful. I've got it's a cousin of my wife's that she does leather work. I've got her working on building me a custom leather tool roll. We'll see how that turns out. I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like. I don't have any idea how much it's going to cost me yet, but we'll see. And you see that especially if you go watch out on some of the pick groups on Reddit, especially, you see some really questionable pick sets come up. But at least a lot of the guys that I've seen out there are asking questions about it, asking the rest of the group, the community, hey, are these any good? Should I even consider them? Should I not consider them? And a lot of them are hopefully helping direct them and say, hey, no, that's just terrible. Don't even consider it. Yeah, I have one set from Sparrows, and that was their tuxedo set. Since I'd picked up these handles from It's Tactical before they closed out, and that actually helped and made them better. But they're still, they're the tools. The picks are okay. The turning wrenches are absolutely horrible. But that's my one Sparrow set. I don't use it very often. I break it out once in a while just to play with it. And like I said, they're usable, especially after adding the handles to it. But yeah, I've heard some stories about things with CI that kind of makes you question some of what they do and how they do it. But I hear their tools are pretty decent, and they are sure innovative because they're putting out new stuff all the time, and it's pretty cool. Um, Sparrows, I just don't know what to think about them. I don't know. They've got some neat stuff. I have. Oh, where do I have that one hiding? I bought one of their monkey paws just so I could compare it with the elephant trunks, and I bought the original with the artwork on it. And from that standpoint, it's beautiful. It's kind of fun to play with once in a while. But yeah, but I wanted it more for the design on it, and then to try it out to see how it compared. And it's all right. It's not a bad pick. I'm not a real big fan of their big thick handles that they've got on them. I don't think that's all that great. I should just set this up here at my desk. There, if I can get it to stand. That case is neat, but it doesn't always stand very well. But here's the part I thought was cool with it. Yeah. Holds my poker chip. So there I can throw that on. All right. Well, guys, I think I need to call it quits. I got to go get some things done. Yeah, Southern Specialties is amazing. They get their products out quick, and they take good care of you. And if you ever want anything a little more odd or unusual, and they're just a great group, man. You won't regret buying from them. And the tools are very good. They do a great job on their tools. I think they're very well made, very well polished, and very useful. So they are most excelente. See, Nola, here's how this stuff works. You know, it's kind of neat. You know, once you get done with your stuff, you put stuff away, and then you don't have those little pieces disappear. Just giving you crap, dude. But, you know, I always try to put my stuff away because I'll take my kit back upstairs with me so that I can sit around and do nothing but pick. But picky. Let's see where we got 33, 26. You know, I never thought I would actually use that 26 thousandths turner, but I was actually using that today because that was the one that fit. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, good luck finding your picky. Well, hey, Nick's Picks, good morning. You showed up just in time. I'm just getting ready to shut down for the day. Oh, dude. I almost need to look at a bigger case, but that's where that tool roll might come into play. It might. Oh, where did I put that? All right, so there you go. Oh, I was going to say I almost pulled a Nola and I'm missing stuff, but I found it. It was right where I had put it, and I just forgot where I put it. See? I mean, seriously, look at how much stuff piles into that kit, and it still zips shut into a. And even with those lanyards on there, I mean, with me doing all of that, it's a little chunky now. But man, there's a lot piled into that one case, man. That thing is just stupid excellent. And then I have this other one. This one is solely for my Moke set. Love those tension wrenches. They are outstanding. Oh, man. Absolutely amazing kit. Love those picks as well. I just got to find the right locks to use those in, and I don't want to be cranking on stuff that's too much. And yeah, I know the Book of Secrets looks like it'd be pretty sweet. It really does. It's pretty cool looking. Cool looking case. I might need to check one out at some point. I don't know. Like I said, I'm doing this tool roll. I'm going to see how that thing turns out. Fill it up with some goodies and see where that takes me. But oh, where did I take you out of? Where did you come from there? There. See, tools are all put away. Nice and neat. For an even bigger case. Well, I've been thinking about, so this is their medium from Southern Specialties. I've been thinking about getting their large case to try it out as well, because that extends it out and has yet another pocket in there. So that would hold a lot more as well. Because man, I just love that brown leather. To me, that thing just looks wicked, right? It just turned out amazing. A little engraving. I wish I would have made him a little smaller. I think it would have turned out a little better. But yeah, the Book of Secrets looks freaking huge. It really does. It looks like a nice case. Of course, they make good products too, so that'll be one of them I'll have to check out. All right, guys. That's all I have for you for today. I appreciate each and every one of you showing up. I love watching through the chat and talking with everybody, BSing, and getting somebody to come on and share the channel with me is always a fun time as well. So I'm sure we will catch up again another time. In the meantime, have an absolutely marvelous day, and stay safe, stay legal, and we will catch you in the next one, man. Hasta. Later, P-dubs. Yeah, not very portable. Yeah, I bet. Things looks massive. All right, I'm out.